What's up, folks? Welcome to the Friday Live from By the Hood. Um, First off, just want to say shout out to everybody tuning in. I see folks are coming in the room already, which is amazing, man. We got comments already. It's literally a couple seconds in, Core. Anyway, I'm your host as always. My name is Jimmy, and this is our Friday show. We come to you live just to chop it up, have a quick conversation, talk about what happened this week in business, as well as stuff that we got going on, and answer questions, talk to folks, and all that. How you, good brother?
Man, again, thankful for being here. Every day above the ground is a good day. Ready to rock and roll, man. This week been a good week this week been an exciting week. A lot of news, a lot of stories. So let's chop it. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get the chopping this fable, as Loaded Lux would say, man. For the folks tuning in, please do me a favor, hit the like button, share this video. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're watching on YouTube or on our Facebook page. Please just hit that thumbs up if you know you appreciate what we got going on, man. But yeah, man, this week has been crazy. Little too crazy for my blood, man. Like I got folks hitting me up, yo, like who are excited about what's going on, and they generally don't care about anything that we got going on. So it's just interesting how this craze has really taken over. It's being talked about everywhere, man. Um, a lot of misinformation, a lot of bad information, a lot of emotional people, a lot of vitriol. It's just been a crazy week overall. So I guess we got to start the chopping this fable, man. But before we do, man, I just want to show love to the folks that's here bright and early. Back at it, PA. I've been waiting for this episode all week. Joan be fired.
you
I
know,
appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Bar's gonna get sick.
Jose, what's up, good brother? How you? And
You're
we can officially start now. You know what I'm saying? Like the show don't start
done.
the Don pull up. Until Don pull up, we
John
can't start.
pulled up. He's
You
ready.
know what
He's
I
ready to
mean?
go.
Rochelle, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, Rochelle?
Wait, appreciate you checking in.
Mark.
Mark, what's up, brother? How you? You know what I mean?
Mark, how you
And by the way,
doing?
Mark, I just want you to know real quick. I got that property already hitting the market on Monday. I had to go behind your man and all his trash work, but that's either here nor there. Mark know what I'm talking about.
Crash contractor talk.
Yo, deaf to all trash contractors, yo. But listen, man, man, I don't even know where to start, bro. Like, I mean, shout out to Wall Street Bets.
Yeah.
I start with this though. I
Ho, ho,
start with
ho, stop. We got the Ivy investor in the house.
we got the guru. The guru is here.
We got the gooch.
Yo, we got an official guru in the chat.
We got the
Courtney, what's going
invisible
on?
bully. We got the invisible bully in the house. Roby's in the house. We got Lance in the house. Yo, we got the invisible bully though.
All right, but let's start with that, right? Because let's start with that, right? So I was talking to Courtney earlier, and I was telling her how this whole thing with Reddit, right? So I've been I've been in that forum for a couple years at this point, right?
Mhm.
I really don't contribute. I be in there reading, and as a matter of fact, on this Friday live, for the folks that have been watching for a while, I always joke about some of the plays they make. They have like the whole thread called the YOLO plays, which is that's where I got the title for this from. They have the YOLO plays, and they make some outrageous plays, and they be putting that bread up though, 10, 15 racks on options that expire in literally like 3 hours. And they be like, "Yo, I'm going for it all." Like, and it's kind of humorous. So I used to read it, but I noticed over the last 6 months or so, like the tone change. And I was saying this in one of our other group chats too. Like, I started thinking, I'm like, yo, it's professionals in here because they organizing, they doing technical analysis. They used to make fun of technical analysis. Like last year before, they used to put the charts up and like draw dogs on them. Like it was kind of like a joke. But next thing I know, I'm in there and they talking about gamma squeezes. They doing real technical analysis. I said something is changing in here, man. It sounds like there's some pros in here, man. So we're gonna start with that. And the media is trying to say, I'm gonna put it that way. Shout out to all the fake news media. That this is where the quote unquote revolution started. And and we see what happened with GameStop, right? So let's check. Everybody's checking in. Ruby, what's going on? Hey, so the guru. Mark, I know you're laughing because you know who I'm talking about, that trash contractor. Lance, what's up, Lance?
It was good.
Courtney said. See, Don recognized when the
Hey,
guru pulls up. You know what I mean? Patricia, what's going on? Contagion, happy Friday, happy
Contagion.
Friday, happy Friday. So yeah, man.
Yeah,
So things go from there, man. And everybody knows the story because everybody's been watching what's going on because it's been all up and down the timeline, all up and down the news. Yeah, you cut on the sports news and they talking about it. It's been crazy. In fact, I know that we have to talk about it because we do like several different shows. I'm like sick of talking about it, but we have to talk about it because of all the bad information out there.
yeah,
And
man.
also just like what's going on. Not that we know everything, at least I could, I don't know what Corey knows, but I don't know everything. But what
Nah,
I
not
do,
at
what,
all.
here's what I do know. I do know that the little guy's gonna get hurt no matter how this shakes out. Folks will get hurt, and I want to make sure that it's not our folks getting hurt, you know, taking them quote unquote YOLO plays. Cause
Yeah,
they're
man.
because they're folks reaching out to me who could care less about investing, who've ignored me trying to tell them to invest for the last couple decades, but they see what's
Yeah,
going on at GameStop. Listen, I had someone hit me up, send me the screenshots, like, yo, I'm in on GameStop. They bought it at like 350 and they put five figures on it and they like I'm in this and I'm like so I just don't want our folks to get hurt. So I
Jesus,
think that we need
Jesus.
to have this conversation that your YOLO plays are really not investing. Those are your YOLO plays, man. So man, I get the floor to you, good brother. What do you think about what's going on?
Uh, I really think that people need to. I'm gonna mind my business a lot. I'm going to say that a lot of people did the same thing with you that they did with me, which is people that I know don't invest. Squadouche was in my inbox and on my phone talking about should I invest in GameStop and AMC, and my answer to them was, well, you already invested in GameStop and AMC, and if you weren't, then you need to leave. You need to sit. You need to sit this one out because if only sophisticated investors made a lot of money around this, but
Mm-hmm.
the everyday layperson is going to stick their money in there and not know when to get their money back out. It's like it's just like with regular options. Like when you put your money in, most people don't know how to get their money in and get their money out.
First off, hold up. I want to say this based on what you just said. Yo, and I know people won't get mad when I say this, yo. 95 to 99% of folks shouldn't be trading options at all. If you're not willing to put the work in, if you're not willing to study, if you're not willing to figure out what's going on, you probably shouldn't be trading options. In fact, I'm gonna take it a step further. Most of y'all shouldn't be buying individual stock. But that's another story for another time. But folks were definitely going to get hurt. They don't know what they're doing. Another thing I learned from this though, Core, yo, a lot of folks got bread because I'm like, yo, folks hit me up. I got 10 racks, I got 5 racks, I got
Yo,
15 racks. Just sit and say, I'm
who
like,
I
hold
thought
up,
was flat broke was talking about,
yeah,
yo, I'm about to go buy 100 GameStop. I was like, from where? Like, you can't even, man, listen. I was like, all right, what I mean, don't do that.
yes. A lot of y'all need to be like, figuring out what to do with your money to begin with, because a lot of y'all just got, if
Yeah.
y'all got 10, 15 racks, and it's multiple people that hit me up with this, like 10, 15, 20 racks. Listen,
I ain't
man,
mad at him for
and
having it,
and I,
but
and
I'm
I
like,
heard numbers higher than that, but I ain't putting nobody business
I'm
out there.
not,
All I'm saying is,
I am not advising you to put 5 figures on nothing that you don't understand. And because you're on my phone, I understand that you don't understand. So no, the answer is if you call me, let's end this. If you're watching this and you call me, the answer is no. Don't do it because you don't understand what you're doing. If you have to call me and ask me what's going on, the answer is no. Don't do it.
pretty much. Kahan, what's up, brother? Sean, what's up, cuz? Yeah, what a guan.
I'm
What's
all
going
in.
on? What's going on? Yeah, Lance,
Yeah.
and the little guy will hurt, not 350. Yo, that's exactly what it was at 350 and was hype about it because of,
Yo,
cause of TV. Jalil, what's up, bro? Did the bro just say squadouche,
yes,
though?
I did. A douche.
Listen, Don said folks was in this inbox asking about Dogecoin. Oh,
Oh
man.
God.
It's been a crazy week, man. Facts, but squadouche. Those who don't invest were the biggest people in the inbox about GameStop and AMC, and that's the scary part.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
scary part. Folks got them Jerome Powell printers.
In they basement.
Printers,
And
money
watch
printer, money printer
me
go
put it go
burr.
brrr.
Same.
Yeah,
Listen, man. So folks, y'all gotta get it together. Y'all have to really like talk to a professional or someone who knows what they're doing. Because a lot of y'all sitting on bread that I didn't know. Um, but y'all gotta stop like falling for the hype because everything always regresses to the mean. That's one of my favorite things in statistics. Everything always regresses to the mean. Um, and emotions. We talk about half of our show is about emotions, right? Whether we doing our Sunday show, our private class and our group, or whether we do this on Friday, it's a lot of talk about emotions. And I saw a lot of folks who were really disciplined investors even getting on the hype, but they knew how to navigate it to make some bread. That's the difference because they do this all the time. So
Yeah, man.
yo, if you make,
I
yo, let
know.
me hold first. Let me do this for the folks watching. Anybody make any bread through all this, man? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if y'all actually made some bread based upon all the stuff going on, man.
Yeah, man. Like just I ain't gonna lie, man. I smacked out a couple 1,000% Jones on there, but that's not normal for me, man. Because I'm normally 30% and run, but
Mm-hmm.
them Jones was running so fast. Like I put my money in, I turned my back on it for like 30 seconds, and I came back, and I was up like 750%. I was
Yeah,
like, all right.
yeah,
So
man.
I was like, I smacked out for 1,000% 3 times this week. That's abnormal as hell for me because I'm normally between 30 and 75%, and I'm on the run. But unless it's a leap, now for leaps, I hit those, but because it takes time to build to that kind of percentage, you know, I'll hit those occasionally. You know what I mean? But not on no regular options trade. Like I'm, a 1,000% 3 times in a week.
Yeah, that's
Not me.
abnormal, yo.
That's not for me. That's abnormal. And
And
I'm
speaking of leaps though, they kind of like they messed my leaps up, right? So I've been sitting on a bunch of Nokia leaps, and it had
right.
nothing to do with this. It was a 5G play,
Yeah,
and they were just out there. It cost me next to nothing, but they ran them up, and I had a bunch of them. So a couple of them I cashed out because I'm like, I don't know, like this wasn't supposed to happen. The volatility in the market is insane. Total 1K, okay.
yeah. They just building
Yo,
in cryptos to 1K.
yeah, man. Don, you're absolutely correct. But don't say index fund around Courtney because she don't like mutual funds, but ETFs. But I get your point. I see Chris is one of those vet guys. Yo, I don't I, like yo the people that like vet, they like a gang, yo.
Yeah, they are gang gang.
What's up, Mike? How
Yeah,
you?
what's going on, Michael?
Sam pulled up. What's up, Sam?
Here, what's going on? Pump, 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 up. Yo,
Market doesn't care for emotion. See, Courtney hit a 300% on GME. She knew to get out of there.
yeah, she got in and got
Nah,
out.
I stuck to my usual suspects. Made money over there though. Listen, first of all, for the
Yeah,
folks watching, man, you got to give Lance her flowers. Yo, Lance is a legendary trader who's in our private group. She is responsible for the whole bag challenge. And for those who don't know what the whole bag challenge is, it's her system, that she came up with, where she gives us plays at a certain time and tells us to cash out at a certain time. Where you send the stocks that she likes to call hoes out there to get your money and bring it home, right? Lance has made a lot of folks a lot of money, man. So Lance is a legend. Lance gave me a play this week that I hit for like 80% on the Tilray play. So Lance, I want to give you your flowers in front of everybody because
yeah.
Lance is a legend, yo.
Unlike all the rest of y'all, I made money on her Facebook play because I got out because y'all got greedy and tried to.
No, I cashed out on Facebook. She got me cashed out on Facebook too. I
Oh,
didn't lose Facebook.
I'm about to say I know a lot of people who was winning on them Facebook plays and got greedy and tried to run Facebook into earnings and got hit smack dab in the head and didn't cash out. Get your money. Forward progress in your account is what you want to see. This game about making money. Now you might want instead of hitting a single, you try to hit a home run and you end up swinging and striking out.
Yeah, hold up,
Oh,
hold up,
yeah,
hold up, hold up, hold up. I got to slow down for a second, right? First of all, appreciate you too, Lance. But Lance is funny because Lance gave us the play. She told us the whole bags we were supposed to get out. But look, she got to admit to this too, and this is why I appreciate her honesty, right? Because she told us when to get out, but she was being greedy herself. She was one that got greedy, right? And here's why I appreciate that though, right? Because some people who trade don't like to show you their losses. They'll show you the screenshots of all the wins known in the world. But those that are good understand the emotions that come with it. Sometimes you get greedy, and sometimes some of y'all folks in here, y'all can share y'all story too. I know for a fact because y'all have already told me how y'all be like, not taking a 30 and running. Robinhood is now restricted trading on 50 stocks, including Starbucks and AMD. Starbucks and AMD.
yeah.
We gotta
Oh,
talk about Robinhood too.
yeah.
Fiali, what's up,
We
Fiali?
gotta get back to I was about to say we got to stop on the
Ho
Robinhood.
ho, Lance, you was up 105% and didn't take the bread.
Yeah,
See,
she was
hey
twin
Lance, hey, come
sister.
on, Lance.
All right, Mark McGuire.
All right, Chris, good point. Apple and Tesla, right? So Apple crushed earnings. Nobody cared. But I
Tesla
mean,
stunk it up and nobody cared.
well, and that's all right. So those are two topics I want to talk about. First of all, Apple had a big run up leading into earnings, so I think a lot of that was priced in.
Yeah.
Still, no one seemed to care. Like it didn't get any sort of bump at all.
Oh, this is earnings week. This is the biggest earnings week of the year, and nobody cared because all people were doing was putting money in AMD and GME. Like nobody cared.
And Tesla, right? So Tesla got cooked, and Tesla like it got cooked, and it was out of the news. And part of the reason it was out of the news was because their CEO strategically jumped in on the whole GameStop thing, the Dogecoin thing. And I'm sitting there watching this. I'm like, this is amazing marketing. When I saw what him and Chamath did, I actually wrote. I think I put it on our page. I was like, "Yo, this is a masterclass in marketing," because Chamath got in, got right out, got his bread, and what it did for his brands. If you go back into the thread in the forum, we're going to boost all his stuff up. Like they're leaving him alone because he felt like they were one of them. Meanwhile, Elon don't got everybody ignoring the fact that you stunk the quarter up. Like all they're talking about is you
Yeah,
putting Bitcoin in your bio, you pumping
yeah,
Dogecoin, you pumping that.
yeah. Like he just made everybody like everything bad that happened to Tesla just got forgotten. My man, they just got listed in was that December, right? End of December. And this is the first quarter they've been in the S&P and they stunk it up completely. And nobody cared. Nobody.
Because he
Nobody at
listen,
all.
he changed the conversation, man. He changed the conversation, man.
Yo, Bull is a damn sleight of hand artist, man. Like my man,
Listen, man.
you want to
My
talk about? Oh man, listen. Some people will tell you that Tesla is undervalued because they have a lot of businesses that will potentially make money. But right now, I mean, I guess that's what the market does. It prices in future value. But damn, like y'all overdoing it. Y'all had this stock at $3,000. It's not worth that. He
he
told
said it's
you
not.
that.
Yeah, he said
He
it's not
told
worth
you
that.
it was worth that.
Tesla to me is an amazing case study. I want to see. I want to see what happens long term because the CEO said that it's not worth what it was valued at. But I know some very smart people whose opinions I really respect, and they're on opposite sides of the valuation of Tesla. I've even heard somebody go as far as saying it's undervalued. But smart folks I know also say, yo, it's way overvalued based upon the production, right? When you look at what they've actually sold, right? Forget what's to come. When you look at the money that they've generated, right? When you look at their books and you look at the value and you see that this dude is the richest man in the world, and you're like, yo, he's the richest man in the world, but what does he even
He's
do?
an
Like,
insurance salesman. The richest man in the world is an insurance salesman. But
it's
that's
to,
the bulk of their money.
it's to the point. I had a young entrepreneur, right, who's got his own brick and mortar place, and we were talking, and he was saying, yo, I need to work on my marketing profile. And I'm like, well, what are you trying to do? He said, does it matter? He said, Elon don't sell nothing, so I don't either. I just got to work on my profile in terms of being able to talk and tell people that I'm a futurist. But with all that being said, though, Tesla is actually interesting, man, because they stunk it up. He got him away from all that, and you know. It's supposed to be one of the biggest news stories. Visa reported earnings. Who else reported earnings? US Steel reported earnings. All these earnings, and it's like, yo, no one cares.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
Starbucks, Soldier Boy voice. Yeah, they Starbucks is nutty. Like, how you not able to invest in Starbucks? Like, I didn't know Robinhood going too far. We gotta talk about that. I do about 5 ER plays per year, max 2 of them going already.
Yeah,
Jessica, what's going on? Thank you for checking in.
yeah,
Listen, so we had an interesting conversation this week. So during the course of the trading day, shout out to Les, Tropicana Les, who has an amazing chat. Like, hit her up if you're interested in her chat.
yeah.
But
You want
we
to talk
talk,
about making money for people?
man. Listen, her chat is A1. As a
Yeah,
matter of fact, if anybody's interested, let me know because I got a link for it too.
yeah,
But we were talking in there about everything going on. So it was just a crazy conversation all week about all these various companies, right? But Robinhood became a big issue. And one of the things which was funny is I'm usually always defending Robinhood as you slander him. But we kind of like I started slandering him and you start defending him. I'm like, yo, what's going on? How is Corey defending Robinhood? You the
because
ultimate Robinhood slanderer.
well, I'm gonna get back to slandering them because because I thought all of the what's the name? They always. on some goofy stuff. Like they all was blocking trading. Like it wasn't just Robinhood blocking trading. When I tried to get in my account on Wednesday, I couldn't get in. I was stuck in trades for like 45 minutes, like right at the open. Now
Mm-hmm.
I I trade leaps, so I wasn't concerned. But for everybody else that wasn't trading leaps and didn't have time on their contract, they lost 45 minutes during the day. That was kind for every brokerage all across the board. Like nobody was getting in nowhere. And I thought that was goofy. And everybody was blaming Robinhood, but it wasn't just Robinhood. It was the goofiness going on with all the brokerages. So I was, when everybody was slandering Robinhood on Wednesday, I was like, y'all not gonna slander the rest of these, you know, I want to call them something, something derogatory, but I'm like, y'all not gonna slander the rest of these dudes that was all in it. They all in on this.
Yeah,
They all
yeah.
in. So, that's what I was talking about.
Well, here's the thing though. So that same morning, I couldn't get in TD. So TD, I'm being transparent. TD is my main brokerage. Well, my main trading one. My main brokerage is Vanguard, but that's like don't touch it stuff. That's the don't touch it stuff. But my trading platform is TD. So I couldn't get in TD on the phone because I try to do everything from my phone. Like it is what it is. But um, couldn't get on Thinkorswim. Got on the computer. Couldn't get on TD still, but I got on Thinkorswim. As soon as I went to make a move, it kicked me out. So I'm going through it, right? And my Robinhood account, that's my play account. I don't really, I'm just doing stupid stuff in there. But everything was doing, like you said, Interactive Brokers, Schwab, Fidelity, they all were acting crazy. But the difference to me was all of them aren't calling themselves Robinhood, right? So
That's true.
all the other stuff that came out about blocking how much you can buy, what you can buy, it just it's a marketing problem. Their brand is forever damaged, in my opinion. So when they made the decision to start to not allow you to buy certain things, I'm sitting there like, yo, the CEO must have got an amazing bag, or he's trying to prevent them from this a major collapse that we don't see. um
Yeah,
but the problem is his marketing was piss poor as well. Every time I watched him on TV doing interviews, he was making the situation worse and worse. He would go on one station say one thing, the other station say another thing. In terms of liquidity, he gave two different answers depending upon what station asked him the question. Cuomo really got at him, and that kind of went viral as well. But this is where it goes to having one of those old school brokerages because basically they just have more money. And
yep,
liquidity can be a problem when you have that kind of volume. And the volume was absolutely insane. I forgot which stock it was. It was GameStop. The volume on GameStop one day was like bigger than the volume on like Apple, Tesla, like the biggest of the big companies. And I'm sitting there like, this makes no sense. I've never seen anything like that. Like I've been
yeah,
investing in the stock market over 20 years. I've never seen anything like that in terms of volume, just pure volume. And a lot of it is because of the discount brokers. A lot of it is because zero commissions. But when you get $0 commissions, you have to understand what comes with that. That's when you got to read the fine print. Because if you're paying $0 for a trade, that means that you are in fact the product. And just understand that. That's with everything. That's with social media. If you're not paying anything, that means you're the product. You know what I mean? A couple folks are checking in. Will, listen, man, Willard, real estate legend. Salute to
yep.
you, Willard. Thank you for tuning in, good brother. Who's also been a guest on our show. Um, Elon Musk wants to build coastal travel tools from coast to coast. He has some big ideas. No, I agree. He has some big ideas, but they
They,
ideas.
they got big. Where's the big production? This dude, the richest dude in the world.
And that's kind of the thing. Like a lot of people say, well, his ideas. At what point are we going to start saying, all right, man, you got these ideas, and you have start stuff, but again, people are betting on the future is what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it was nuts Wednesday. I wasn't paying a hoopla any attention. Just let me Google. Yeah, Google puts. Schwab was terrible too. Yeah.
Everybody was terrible, man. And that's where my defense. That's where my defense came in for.
Don, that's a great point. And I want to talk about that too the other day. People came for Robinhood because that's the app that new investors mostly use, right? So that was one of the reasons why I always defended Robinhood and a lot of their slander. And I understand why they got this slander, the front running. I get all that. But Robinhood, and again, I've been doing this for a long time, but Robinhood allowed me to get more people in the game than any other platform. The first online platform I used to use back in the day was called buyandhold.com. which also was green, by the way, which is random. But and that I thought it was easy, but folks wouldn't get on it because like this is before like smartphones. But the interface wasn't as user friendly. But when Robinhood came out, because of their user friendliness, how clean the interface was, I was able to get so many folks into investing that just didn't care. But once they got on, they understood that. And then you move them up from Robinhood to an E-Trade or a TD. You know what I'm saying? Like, or any of the
Schwab,
bigger platforms,
Fidelity,
Schwab,
whatever.
Fidelity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Robinhood was their entry point. So, because even M1's an amazing platform, but some folks get confused in terms of making those pies. They just do. They don't get it. And also, shout out, we got a student at Hill University who put together an M1 tutorial. We got to put that out because that's good for new investors trying to use M1. But Robinhood was like the first time I was able to onboard folks and get them into the game. So I always defended them because of that. You know what I mean? Because folks would say, I don't know what to use. I don't use. I'm like, and my thing was use whatever's going to let you get in the game. You know what I'm saying? So
no, for sure. We was onboarding people onto another platform that was able to get the kids and what's the joint
stockpile.
stockpile. That was pretty easy to interface too. And so like when you get easy interface stuff like on it, it got high fees though. But the thing about Robinhood that I liked when I first got on it is that like it's easy to track everything too. Like you don't gotta go flip through 5 different screens to track everything. You could just put it in a little list and just track the companies you want in a little list. So I like that little piece too. Like to be honest, that's the only reason why I haven't cut them off because I actually use Robinhood to track the companies, the price action of the companies, because all I gotta do is click on the joint and then the companies that I'm tracking just come straight up.
Yeah, honestly, that's exactly what I do. That's funny because me and you have never
So
talked about that, but that's exactly what
it's
I
just,
I,
it's
I
just
was
the
talking to
easiest.
Dev about this the other day. I told Dev, I was like, yo, I still use Robinhood because I put like things I just want to. So if I'm not like actively trading all the time, which I try not to, and I just want to see what's going on, I'll go there and have my list and just see what's going on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And so the other thing I did with Robinhood as a protest, I took all my money off of there and I left like $300 on there, and I bought like 45 shares of U1, and I'm just gonna leave them sitting there as a protest.
Shout out to you one. That's Urban One for those that don't know. Black owned company.
So I'm not buying anything else on Robinhood. They will just be there for me to use a list, and whatever those shares of Urban One do, I ain't gonna lie. If them Jones kick off, Robinhood gonna lose all my money because I'm gonna cash them Jones out and then I'm gonna cash out. So
Nokia was over 1 billion the other day. Yeah, Chris, I was just talking about that, man. They ran Nokia, man. They kind of ruined my long term play because I had to cash out, because they ran Nokia up as well. You know what I'm saying? What's up, good brother? How you?
yeah, Jim, you've been sitting on them Nokia 2023s forever, dog.
Yeah, I got
And Jim,
2022s and threes. I had
you
the 2022s for the threes came out. When the threes came out, I got some of them.
yeah, you were sitting on a gang of them Jones. So, oh man, I ain't even.
Elon like vaporware before the tech bubble burst.
I want to be you when I grow up. You cashed out heavy, because I know how many of them joints you had. Like,
Listen, man, I'm broke, baby.
no, I'm just saying you was building that position for a while
Mhm.
because you knew that it was eventually going to pop because they got a lot of good stuff going on over there.
Yeah, Forex
And
was butter all week though. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm not really into Forex, Fred. Like
yeah, I couldn't tell you what was happening in the forex markets. Like, but if you said it's good, I trust you because you out
oh,
here.
listen, Fred is that guy, man. Fred is messy with the charts too. We got a lot of good traders, like
He
that
be in
mess
the
with us,
trenches.
man. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. For GameStop, there were more shares sold short than those outstanding. That's just wild. Great point, right? So,
Yeah,
and this is what this makes me think about. Thank you for that comment, right? Because a lot of this has been people saying they're protesting, they're doing this, and they're not thinking the entire thing through. Because you're protesting and you're trying to get at some of these hedge funds. Couple things about that. The problem isn't the specific hedge funds; it's the system they're allowed to operate in. When you're allowed to do that, to do exactly what he said, right? Short more shares in that's outstanding. That's a problem with the system. Putting them out of business won't really fix the system. The problem is the actual system because when you start to do research, you recognize that a lot of hedge funds manage pension funds, and those pension funds, can lose a lot of money based on this. Now, who has the pension funds? A lot of teachers, police officers, firefighters, government employees. Like this will trickle down to them. Like this will trickle down to them. So the problem is really the system. Now, some will say all of this makes enough noise to then change the system. Let's see about that, right? Because the one thing we do understand is that money runs everything. I'm hoping something good can come out of this. Chastity, thank you for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? You can get that report from Google. Well, what report you talking about? Roby, what report you talking about, Roby? Let us know what report you talking about.
Yep.
That's facts. Robinhood is easy to use. I try to walk someone through setting up a Vanguard account. Yo, listen, man. Don, listen. Don, Vanguard is my favorite broker just because I trust them. I love their customer service. Their app and their website is garbage. And here's the crazy part. I talk about it so much on Twitter. Somebody from Vanguard actually hit me up and sent me a early link to I'm trying to pull it up now. It's the early link to their new one that's not out yet called Beacon. I think they put it in the different stores now, but it's in beta. It's called Beacon, which is Vanguard's new attempt at a cleaner mobile app. And I opened it up. I was like, okay, it's trash. Now it's better than their old one. But it's Basura, yo. It's definitely Basura. Jazz, I'm broke, yo. I ain't got no bread. Oh, you talking about the watch list? You talking about the watch list? Yeah. So yeah, I have one of those too. Just so I get notifications. I use Yahoo probably more than Google though. But yeah, I got you. Ruby said, "I see my $10 every day." Yeah, okay. Ruby got that bread. You're on Webull now. Webull was acting crazy too. I have a Webull account. I mean, I pretty much tried them all.
I opened an account with almost every brokerage, but
yeah, you try to get them free shares.
This is true. But the other thing is because, if one broker give me trouble, I'm just going to take my money and move it. I want that to always be the case. Like, if something goes, terribly wrong in one brokerage, I want to be able to take my money and move off. You know what I mean? So that's the other thing. So, I've opened almost, I got probably 10 brokerages, but
yeah, no, I know as do I. So we both Doe.
Yeah, like active, I probably use 3 or 4 of them. You know what I mean?
Doe is black owned. I got a Doe account just for that reason. I think I'm just got some AQB shares sitting there doing nothing, and that's not investment advice. And by the way, anything we say this evening is not investment advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Please make sure you see a financial professional. Don't take anything we say. We're just talking about our experience in our week and chopping it up with you guys. But yeah, so Doe is a black owned brokerage. I got that, and I got some AQB shares that's sitting there. I don't really use it. Like I said, TD is my primary platform because it took me a while, but once I started using it and understanding the shortcuts and all that, it just and the funny thing is, a lot of folks love Thinkorswim, which I do only for OCO orders, but outside of OCO orders, I use the regular TD app.
Yeah.
So
you like we was getting around on that, John. We be all over the place on that. Like, damn, how you learn how to do that?
Because I had to spend time with it, right? I had to spend time with it because I'm like,
all right. I had to tell somebody the other day, I've never done a trade on a regular computer. I don't.
Yeah.
Not one. I've done some what's the name trades? What you call them? The paper. I've done paper trades on a regular computer. I've never done a live money trade on a computer. I don't actually don't trust the computer to do the live money trade.
That doesn't even sound right, man. Before they had apps, they had computer TOS. Like so, TOS is shit. Listen, what I recognize about TOS
that'll tell you. I've been in the game 5 years, so that I came in on apps.
On apps, I got you.
I didn't, like using a computer. Like it feel weird and it feel restrictive because I can trade and move at the same time.
I got you. Listen, apps are a game changer. Apps are, when I first came in the game, I had to call somebody. It wasn't even the computer was a new thing for me. Like I had to actually pick up the phone and call somebody and pay them $50 to put a trade through. Lance, about TOS.
Go back to that.
I was thinking about that too. Is this going to take us a step back? And then we're gonna get into that point in the second quarter. But Lance, thing I realized about TOS is like TOS is different for every user because some of y'all advanced folks, I've seen y'all TOS and mine don't look like that. Y'all got all sorts of different charts. I think we should do like a TOS challenge. Everybody should like take a screenshot of the TOS and put it in our group so we can see like who has the most advanced and most jiggy looking TOS. Because my TOS is trash in comparison to some of y'all folks. Y'all got 5-minute moving averages. You know what I'm saying? I think, but my 20-minute, y'all like, no, I'm down to 5 minutes. Like, what are you talking about?
No, 1 minute. I know people who do 1 minute charts. I'm
Come on,
cool. I'm
come
no,
on.
they're serious.
That's crazy. Like, yo, for folks out there that use TOS, let me know like what kind of charts do you use on TOS? Um, and Jazz said TOS is confusing. It's very intimidating too to someone that's just starting, right? And that was my like thing with Robinhood, right? Because a lot of times folks are scared to get into the game because their perception of like being in the stock market or investing or trading is what they see on TV, and they think you need like 4 and 5 screens, and like Robinhood kind of changed that. But now I got a sour taste in my mouth, pause, because Robinhood just acted real foul this week. You know what I mean? Like
Man's going to say people who like to be.
you gotta learn how to get all that. It's available. Yeah, and I know it's available. Yo, it's just that like listen, man, it
Hey,
drives me insane to have all that.
oh, man.
The people who do below 5
You got
like to do drugs all
5 minutes,
day.
do drugs all day. Yeah. Oh, oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's pretty funny. All right, here we go. So
Pursues.
15-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Vanguard is where my IRA and long-term holds are. You need a PhD to work Vanguard. The new app is a little better. It is a little better. It's a little cleaner. Like you could tell they try to like, for lack of a better term, Robin Hood it out with like all the white and all that. But it's still, you know what I mean? See, I actually like Robin Hood, but I'm not because it's clean. Like it's a real clean interface, right? Too much going on with TOS. It's overkill. Yeah, so we got different opinions about TOS. Some people love TOS, some people think it's too much. Um, but again, you can customize that. But I've seen some TOSs, dog, where I'm like, yo, are you flying rockets or are you buying stock? Like, what are you doing?
Are you trading stocks or flying spaceships? Like,
Rich,
what are you doing?
Rich, thank you for saying that. I've been messing with M1 for a minute and still can't navigate it sometimes. So we got someone who's actually did an M1 tutorial, but M1, I like what they did. The pies are powerful, but it can get confusing at times.
It's Rochelle.
Yeah, yeah.
Rochelle is the one who's doing the So if you need some help with the
Yeah, we got the link for that. I'll share the link with everybody.
yeah.
I caught a below 5 minute charts to red. Mostly E Trade though. Okay, yeah, E Trade's pretty good. E Trade's pretty good. E Trade's pretty good. There's too many. I love the charts on TOS. Yeah, I mean, I like them too. I like them too. I'm just saying, like some of y'all setups is like, mad scientific. I think it's interesting though.
No, listen, because we got 3 people that be on our MDS show. 4 people. They all got 4 different setups.
Yeah,
They
yeah, that's
all
true
on
too.
TOS. They got all 4 of them got different setups. I'm like, man,
Yeah, and some of them setups, like tone setup is insane. Like Tone setup is insane. But
good
I think
album.
he's one of them crazy folks. Don't Tone got like 1 in 5 minute shout out to
Yeah,
Tone if you watching, man. Tone got the 1 in 5 minute. He's out of control with that, man. You know what I'm saying? But let me see. So these larger brokers need some style, some designers from Robinhood because they got the best app. That's what Mac. It's funny because I used to tell people this. They're like, it's not gonna happen. I'm like, yo, why don't one of the bigger ones just buy them? I was actually looking forward to that, but never happened. Probably won't happen at this point.
speaking about them, they talking about going up. They talking about going on for an IPO. Man, I don't know about that right now, dog. They need to push that back, or they need to not do that at all, because they're gonna get slaughtered. But they need that IPO to raise their capital. They about to get smacked and
They
loose.
just raised capital, right? So that's what I wanted to get back to was the liquidity thing, right? So when you have that kind of volume, you have to have liquidity on hand. There's certain regulations that say you must have a certain level of liquidity. So when I was watching the CEO talk, they were asking him, is there liquidity issues? He says no. Well, on one station. And on the other one, he kind of hinted that there were, but his what he said was, we were preparing for future liquidity issues. Like we're not there yet, but we're preparing for it. The other one, he just flat out said no. But the thing about that is that's where a lot of the bigger brokerages they just have more capital. They have more capital in hand. Robinhood raised, I think, $1 billion a couple nights ago, which let everybody know that there's a liquidity problem here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, she said she tunes in. Tone setup is crazy, and like Antonio said, Tone setup is the Star Trek bridge. Antonio got the clean white setup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But Tone though, Tone somewhere else, man. Tone flying rockets and
Mario.
making trades.
Yo,
Mario, what's up, bro?
listen, the Mario made these hats, yo. These hats is on
Oh yeah,
fire.
shout out to Demario, the official,
Mario
designer for the.
is the designer of these by the hood hats. You know what I mean? Yo, he put in the work, yo.
Yo,
That's
and
how,
congratulations, man. I saw you in that episode, man. I saw you doing media, man, talking about everything you got going on
yo, he
with your
did
print shop. So
big
salute to Demario doing his thing.
Mario, man.
Yeah, man. So the thing about it is like with everything going on, here's the question I have. And on our Black Wealth project that myself, Corey, Courtney, Kamari, Malik, and Tracy do every Sunday. We have a show called the Black Wealth Project where we talk about issues within the black community as it pertains to wealth, not just finance everything. But I made a comment last week and we got into this long conversation that got us off track. My apologies for that, but it was kind of like does the old fundamental ways of valuing companies even matter in this new era? This is before all this nonsense. Although I kind of saw some of this going on, which is what prompted me to ask this question. Will things ever be the same again? Like when I say the same, I mean pre this week with the hype and everybody, like people
Listen,
aggregating
man,
together trying to make moves.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the brokerage is gonna take it back to the Stone Ages because they said that they wanted volume, and it helps them make money. But I think they're gonna take it back to the Stone Ages. I think they're gonna like start charging like $15 a trade to get in and out to like
Mm.
bring down the volume. You know what I mean? Like, because
That's going to hurt the little guy along in the long run. See,
it
all these
won't.
scenarios we
There's
talking
nothing,
about,
there's
the little
nothing
guy
that's
always get
gonna
hurt.
happen that won't hurt the little guy. Like at some point, they're gonna have to stunt the volume in the because they want the liquidity in the market and they want the volume in the market. But then as soon as they get the volume in the market, then they all start, they start acting real crazy and shady. You know what I mean? And so they couldn't handle it. So, the one way to slow it down is to make it cost prohibitive.
You can't go backwards that way. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying for the folks out there watching, what is the long term ramifications of everything that happened this week? I love to get you guys' opinion, especially Antonio, because I know Antonio is a recovering conspiracy theorist. What is the long term ramifications of everything that went on this week? Because here's the one thing I will say: I think it's something evil and devious going on. I think the media is blaming this on Wall Street bets, but I think it's bigger than that. I think there's something really bigger at play. Now I sound like a conspiracy theorist. It's not like it's something is really bigger at play, but we're just not seeing it yet. I don't know what it is, but I would love to hear you guys' opinion on what do you think will happen long term because of everything that happened this week. Now we know something's going to happen because you don't affect the billionaires' pockets and something doesn't come from that. You know what I mean? So I just want to
Oh, yeah.
know, what do you guys think will be the outcome of all of this madness? You know what I'm saying? So,
I got a few comments about that.
mhm.
And
Great point, Antonio. But I was even talking about that in terms of because even with the long-term valuations now, some of them don't even seem to make sense, right? When you look at these PE ratios right now,
man,
I remember buying PE ratios and I used to try to find things under 10 and we'll find a lot of beautiful companies under 10. Try to find something now.
yeah, man.
Someone look up and tell me what Tesla's PE ratio is. Please do. S&P 500
If
company.
you find it under 1,500, I'll be shocked.
Somebody, while I'm going through these comments, somebody do me a favor, look up Tesla and tell me what their PE ratio is, price to earnings ratio. Every platform has their strengths. I trust Vanguard for bigger accounts, and M1 is great for buying whole dividend companies. Great point, Don. And I kind of feel that way too. Everybody has their little place. Robinhood is like my playground, or was my playground. A lot of people are starting to appreciate the importance of learning to read price action, especially on a chart. That's true too.
Yeah,
So I seen some folks say this is a good thing because now people recognize the money that's being made and can be made in the market, so we'll get more people there. But I don't know if they go back to quoting prices and fractions. You try to say folks can't do their math, Antonio? Folks don't know fractions, and listen, this I know Antonio been around as long as I have. Back in the day when you would get you would actually get the prices in fractions. It wasn't like dollars and cents or decimals. It was in fractions. In fact, if you go back and watch the original Wall Street with Michael Douglas, which was 87, they were like in that movie they were quoting everything based on fractions. So it's kind of interesting to see that. I think institutions are behind. Exactly, Lance. I think that too, and it's something to that. It's a lot going on. All right, here's another good point. They may go back to minimum account balances, and there may come a time when retail investors may have to get qualified for options. I could see that.
yeah.
I can see that. Because now you can come in with a couple $100 and get margin.
No,
You know how insane that is?
Yes.
No, not on Robinhood.
On Robinhood they give you like if you got Robinhood give you
You
margin.
come in from the gate and get margin.
Yeah, they tripping.
Coming
They
from the
really
gate and get margin. Let me see. So what else we got? That's what I'm thinking too. Mac, you agreeing with Corey? Like, they're gonna start putting prices back on the trades. No. I understand that. I'm just saying in general, I'll be able to find a company with a 10. So for growth stocks, you don't use PE ratios. You're buying momentum, so you buy
yeah,
dips.
no. Yeah,
Check the PE ratio. All right, there we go. It's right
yeah.
there.
1,500 or 1,300, whatever you want to call it. We got two
50.
different ones. How
All right,
about this?
I don't know which one is right. One says
Neither one of
1329,
them.
and one says
Yeah.
either one of them is insane.
How about neither one of them? It doesn't make any sense.
No, but Antonio, I would use PE for long term as well because it wasn't just about growth. Like as a dividend investor, I also like to see. Well, see again, that's when I'm measuring based upon income. Um,
I want to see my company make money compared to the price that they at. You know what I
good thing
mean?
I have several already approved. Yeah, Chris, because we don't know what's going to happen. I think they'll put more controls on who can do options.
Yeah.
Fuck, what's up, bro? How you? Wow,
So yeah, that P ratio in comparison to other automakers, the automakers are 17
17%.
times
That's
price,
crazy, man. That's
829.
insane. I could see microcap and OTC trades being restricted to accredited investors, and the little guy stuck with blue chips.
I
Damn.
mean, I wouldn't be mad at being stuck with blue chips because that actually would help investors. I would be mad because I'm not an accredited investor. I want to invest in whatever I want to invest in, but that right there with that that might actually help people. It sounds weird, but it probably would help the vast majority of investors.
It probably would. It probably would. Crazy part is I'm an accredited investor and I still buy mostly blue chips. So
Yeah,
it's like I think new laws and regulations are being ushered in. Limit on what the non-accredited investor can invest in or how much they can invest in a calendar year, similar to return policy at Walmart without a receipt. I mean, it's sad though, man, because the little guy always gets hurt. I took them GameStop earnings and got more Neo and CCIV. Okay.
hey,
Hey, listen, man, as long as you got your earnings, man, don't get caught holding the bag. That's all I'll say.
yep,
All right. So Andrew says that they need retail investors. They're eating good off novice investors, giving them margins, eating up people's stop losses, etc. They just had a bad week. That's true too. That
yeah,
is absolutely true. Because a lot of times, especially with options, a lot of times folks don't realize there's always somebody on the other side of that. Right. So you're absolutely right about that. They have been eating off them like crazy. So they like you mentioned this too, Corey. You said they want the liquidity. They want what they consider easy money.
yeah,
But I just wonder, like, is this a start of something? Because I think something else is really going on. I think it's something devious going on. I think they'll bring it back to charging per share, so eliminate the little guy.
some they're gonna do something.
So the accredited investor, right? There's a couple ways to do that. You can it could be based on income, based on net worth, or like your licensure. So if you have a specific license, now I did have the license, which I no longer have, but I don't I don't want to put my business out there. I I have it a different way this time. Let's put it that way. But it's a
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
couple ways.
yeah,
It's a couple ways
yeah,
to become
yeah.
one.
Yeah, he's an accredited investor.
But here's the thing about being an accredited investor. Once you listed as one, dog, you start getting solicitations that are like out of control, dog. I get solicited with some wild stuff. The next crash will push new traders out of the market. When you see that 50% drop, the game won't be fun anymore.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna push back. Like, I'm gonna do a court. I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. We just had two nasty drops in 2020 that did not push people out of the market at all. Because we had one in March and then we had one in September, October, where it was bloody red for 2 months, and that didn't push people out the market. So if that ain't push people out the market, I don't know what will. Because
It's
that's
funny because something I thought somebody would bring up, nobody's brought up yet. What I'm gonna get to in a second once I get through these comments. Oh, there you go. Never mind. Never
yeah,
mind. He just said it.
it's
It will
shining
bring
light
light
on
to the crypto space.
yeah,
That's what I was thinking someone would say, right? So the crypto space is where a lot of folks will.
will end up.
This was just a $1 bet, like trading places. Yeah, man, there's something big going on, man.
Yeah.
So a lot of folks are saying it's gonna be some results in terms of options trading. It's gonna be about options trading. And but here's the thing though. Do you think, Corey, let me get your opinion and those folks watching now. I want to get everybody's opinion on this. Do you think that the average investor should be able to trade options, or should there be some sort of like test or amount of revenue or money? Should
No,
people be able
I
to
don't
come in
believe
automatically and
that.
trade options?
I believe some people learn on paper trading, and then some people need live money to learn. One of our best students can't paper trade for crack, but my man eating like a fat rat because he got to put his money to work. So it is some people need the actual push to do it. Like if you ask me to paper trade, I'll probably make $75 billion because
You're a gambler though, so you either gonna be up 75 billion or down 75 billion, but you going it's gonna be
nah,
75 billion
because
somewhere.
my main portfolio, there's zero gamble in my main portfolio. There's absolute zero gambling. There's leaps and there's covered calls in there. There's nothing in there that you would call a gamble. But you know, I have what you would call some money to play with. You know what I mean? And so that's what I do with it. You know what I mean? So I'm earning money where I get my money at. You know what I
Gotcha,
mean? But
gotcha.
for the vast majority of what I do, you know what I mean? Like there's absolutely zero chance for me to lose money unless the market tanks.
So, because the reason I'm asking this question is because I've seen great arguments on both sides. Like, so part of me is libertarian, so I feel like you should let people do whatever they want to do, and um, whatever happens happens. But I also understand the need to try to protect folks from themselves. So I'm interested to see
It's the same
where the
thing with
folks.
the casino. They don't protect you from yourself at the casino.
It's true.
They don't protect you from. They say, listen, they put the statement up there and says, whatever you lose in this casino, you lost it, and we'll give you some grace, which some margin. They'll give you margin in the casino too. And if, but
Mhm.
if you lose it, we're gonna be in your. We got bouncers and we got folks. We'll find you. We want our money, and that's what they do. And so it's the same. It's the same thing, right? It's not a gamble. The thing is, the stock market is you get ownership in the stock market. At a casino, you don't get nothing but chips.
I mean, but when you talk, that's why I'm talking specifically about options, though, right? Because a lot of folks do like to gamble on options. Let's be honest. A lot of folks gamble on
Yeah,
options.
I spend the vast majority of my money. I don't do any gambling with, like because I understand
But no,
that.
I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm
No, I'm
saying
just
people
saying
in
because
general.
but I know because I blew two accounts before I understood that. Because listen, I can't. I got a hustler spirit. Period. You know what I mean? So I thought it was gambling when I first came in, and because I thought it was gambling, I paid that gambling tuition because it's dumb. I was being stupid.
Hmm.
Right now, my I learned how to separate and differentiate between making money and and doing and playing around in the market. Now, you know what I mean? Like I said, my money grows at a super safe rate.
No, but I do recognize when the pandemic first started, a lot of folks literally, and they were even on our Friday show, came on here and said, "Listen, sports is not going on. This is how I get my fix. Usually I'm on DraftKings, but right now there ain't no sports, so I'm hitting this market." Like, so some people really come into it with that mentality. I was just wondering what the people thought about just an average person, right? Like the gentleman who actually committed suicide because Robinson gave him all that margin, and he did what he did. He was a novice investor. He just walked into a bunch of margin. Like, do you think the average person should be able to just come in, trade options, and get
Not
margin? Like,
on margin. You should not be able to trade on margin. You should not be able to trade with money that you don't like. You should be able to. You should have to get approved for margin.
okay, let people do what they want with their money. Lance, part of me feels that way too. But Lance, what do you think about margin though? Do you feel that same way about margin?
If they restrict margin, I wouldn't be mad at that.
I believe there shouldn't be restrictions on new traders, but I do believe if they see a consistent loss in your trades, there should be a restriction on your ability to live trade. I understand that. I get his point. But here's the thing: a lot of what happened with this past week were people using margin. So they were putting substantial amounts of money in, getting margin because they put the money in, which is one of the reasons why I think it was this morning Robinhood stopped allowing you to get, because what they would do is when you put a deposit in, you get access right away, which is margin. They blocked that. Now you had to wait for funds to settle before you could use it, which is it slows things down. That's the way to slow things down.
Yeah, Yeah,
Funny thing is, if they would have did that from the get go, they could have avoided of all this bad press. If they would have just did that from the get go instead of like just
yep,
delisting stuff,
yep. That should have been the first move.
because then you can say, look, we don't have the money to give out a margin. That comes off different than you just delist. When you delist things, it's like, yo, we don't want you. It comes off different. She's laughing at you blowing your accounts, Core.
Hey, listen, you laugh away. My pockets ain't laugh. My wife ain't laugh. But hey, the institutions got a hearty chuckle, and they should have because I was out there wilding.
Antonio, I think this is a story I'm running with too, bro. I think you hit it on the head right here. Pause. I think you said Citadel stepped on somebody's toes and the powers that be unleashed on them. And the little guy just happened to get some crumbs falling off the table. I think that's what happened. I really believe that's what happened. Somebody at Citadel, yo, they probably slept with somebody's wife. It's probably something simple as that, yo.
Yeah, sometimes the simplest thing is the thing. Yeah, hey, listen, if people want to put their money in the market, they should be able to put it in any kind of way they want to. Now, you don't have to give those people margin. If they don't have the money to do the stuff that they want to do, let them build the position until they get to that point. But you don't have to give people margin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the institutions being greedy. And then Robin Hood was being super greedy and got caught being super greedy by giving instant greed, you put the money in there, it's available right away to grab. All right. That's what people start doing.
Yeah.
And then it bit you in the behind, and then you didn't even think to turn off the spout. The first thing you started to do was to delist them, and that's dumb.
All right. So let people do what they want. Jennifer, thank you for that comment. I think it's interesting though. Like we block people. Sometimes we try to save people from their own good, which is why we have like a drinking age, a driving age. But I see y'all in our chat, yo. Y'all like YOLO. Like let them do whatever they want to do. I can't get behind locking people out, a way of making money. But I think people have to take personal responsibility. And y'all ain't got no mercy. Y'all got no mercy in this chat, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Dwayne says margin is the problem.
yeah, I agree with Dwayne.
Yeah, man. Listen, absolutely, Rich. Margin is a problem. Sean says 1-800 Options Anonymous for those who can't handle it. Let it ride for us gamblers. I can relate, Corey.
Yeah, man, that's
Yo,
right.
shout out to Sean, man. Sean definitely got a gambling problem, man. Sean, I don't know if you remember this. When I used to have an online casino back in the day. Yes, I used to have my own online casino. Long story. But Sean was actually one of my best customers on football season. He was definitely on my site making football bets, man. And Sean, I do remember that. I think new investors should only operate on cash accounts only. It saves the people from the margin mess as well as teaching a new investor if you lose, you lose. All right. I mean, so that's a happy medium though. Like, let you do what you want with your cash, but just your cash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like but the thing is, this country is run on debt, and so most people want debt.
It's three things that bring a man down: money, sex, drugs. Somebody crossed the line on one or all of those.
Yeah. Yes, this is true.
Hey, Sean, man, don't put that out there, man. I'm
Yeah,
gonna take that comment down, man. I know nothing about that, man. I don't know. I don't know who was doing what. That's all I'm gonna say on that, man. But with that being said, man, this has been a crazy week, man. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Let's see what's going on after hours. Anybody like check on what's going on after hours with some of these volatile stocks? Like what's going on with GameStop right now? Because that's the main one. What's going on? What's the main one? GameStop, AMC, and also Dogecoin. Let's run Dogecoin up to $1, y'all. Man, after hours down 4%, but it's still above $300 right now, man. You know, so from the fast food to the lottery, they don't protect us from ourselves, and our chances are worse there. Yeah, that's a good point. I
yeah.
mean, they pick and choose where they quote unquote protect us. You know what I'm saying? Margin makes the money. Expiring options make the money. Inexperienced traders make the money. The only thing different this time was somebody big was on the wrong side. Nothing at all will fundamentally change.
I,
Yeah. Yeah. I was on before you 30% got ah and Vax was nuts today.
yeah, that's on the Novavax, but that's they.
What they do today?
That's because they one of them people that put the vaccine people.
Okay.
So yeah,
Sheesh, 65% today. 65% today, man.
yeah, they went crazy.
Jose, side note, I'm listening to The Creature from Jekyll Island, and I can now understand why you go hard about this book. Definitely a must read. Jose, I
Yeah,
appreciate that, man. I appreciate you taking my book recommendation. That is definitely one of the
yeah, that's
top
one of the
5 or 10 books that you have to read.
yeah, that's a top five Dead or Alive book. You have to read that book.
Hmm. Margins are the problem. Unfortunately, that young man didn't realize he was down but not out. Yeah, because from my understanding of that story, he didn't even understand what was going on. Like he wasn't as
Yeah,
bad as it wasn't as bad as he thought it would. So some folks are saying margin are the problem, but if Antonio is correct, margins allow them to make the capital they make.
yep.
So basically, what Antonio is saying is, after a couple weeks, we'll forget all about this and move on. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, the market needed something to talk about. The news cycle had no catalyst. That's because they took 45's Twitter away, man. And I ain't
Yo,
gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought about it this whole week. I was like, yo, what if 45 had Twitter right now? He'd be letting them go. Like Joe
yeah,
Biden ain't got no fire to give us on Twitter, man.
his hands would have been goofy this week.
Oh my God.
He'd have been letting his hands all the way loose. But listen,
Ah,
there's enough people on there that let their hands loose. Shamath and Elon and the CEO from Robinhood. The only person that didn't let their hands go this week that I thought was going to say something was Kathy Wood. I thought she was going to let her hands go, but she ain't say nothing. She was just like, "I'm going to continue to go ahead and buy these stocks over here, and y'all go ahead and play over there in that playground."
only thing I saw her say was she was on CNBC for a second. She was like, we're focused on a long-term portfolio. And that was kind of like it.
All right, I'm just looking. I'm gonna look at this list, right?
Mhm.
So I'm this list from Robinhood, the stuff that you can't buy.
Okay.
Uh, AAL, ACB, AG, AMC, AMD, BBBY, BYDDY, Beyond, CCIV, Clove, CRIS, EXPR, EZGO, GM, GME, GTE,
Wow.
HIMS, INO, IPOE, IPOF, JAGX, KOSS,
Wow.
LLIT, MRNA, NAKD, NCTY, NOK, NVAX, RKT, RLX, RYCEY, SBUX,
Come on, cuz.
SBLS, SEIB, Silver, SNGL,
Silver.
SOX,
SLV?
SRNE, STPK, TGC, TIRX, TR, Workhorse, and ZOM. That's 50 stocks, yo.
Fam. That list must have grown like since the last time I looked at it. It wasn't that long. Like,
Yo, additional restrictions to trade on their platform on Friday. You can't even trade these no more.
all right.
Some of these is already high volume stocks.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess they get rid of everything with the high volume. Like how you gonna block IPOE, man? I need that volume. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, now I know why part of my part of my portfolio was taking a smack because I got a couple of these companies in leaps. And I was like, damn, they was running. What the hell happened?
That's insane. I didn't realize it was that many. It makes no damn sense. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Mia, what's going on? How are you? Um, they not letting us run Doge to the moon no more. Yeah, exactly, man. We trying to run Doge to the moon. Yo, if Doge ever gets to $1, I think that will be the greatest, ridiculous. It's gonna be all those things in one. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, the greatest thing I've ever seen, in pure comedy when someone tells you this is a joke. Um, you know what I mean? I got IPOE on M1. I listen, full transparency, I got it on TD. I'm long IPOE, man. Hashtag trust and champion. But my thing is,
I showed one of my IPOE trades yesterday on your post. Like I'm sitting in some leaps, but
yeah.
that's not the point, man. Like
But
they
no,
they
I,
tripping.
I don't understand. Like, all right, here's my thought process. Right, when you talk about I read the other day that over 50% of all of Robinhood users had owned GameStop. Right, so that tells you who their customer is. You know what I mean? That tells you who their avatar is. You know, they say all the time in marketing, who's your avatar? Who's your customer? Their customers are the ones that are quote unquote running this up according to what the media says. They hurt their own customer. How do they survive this? And do they survive this?
They going to survive because they're about to go public. So, and the thing is, they owe people a lot of money, so now they have to go public to pay back the investors.
Yeah, but if you suffer from that, like, listen, they could have really like ruined their business. For the folks watching, will Robinhood survive this? Do you guys think that Robinhood can survive this, or will they survive this? They literally hurt. He said you can't buy a Tootsie Roll.
You
they
can't.
li- they
Tootsie
literally
Roll is too.
Now, Jennifer, to your question, other folks are putting restrictions on. A lot of them don't seem just as crazy as Robinhood's, and also it's because of how Robinhood was marketed. I know on Twitter, a lot of folks went up and were digging up old Robinhood tweets. We're talking about we're for the little man, we're bringing down institute. All the, that was their whole thing. I mean, they even call themselves Robinhood. You take from the rich and give to the poor, although you're a brokerage, but that is either here or there. But the way they marketed themselves, this kind of goes against that. So branding wise, they're in trouble. I just want to know, like, when you decided to come out and do that as a CEO, you had to either get a bag or you're really trying to save it because there's, like I said, there's liquidity issues we don't know about. But do they survive this? I want to know, do you guys think they survive this? Robinhood got to have a backup plan. How do you go at your core? That's my question. Like, that's their core. They lost all trust from people. In my opinion, I don't think Robinhood will do well. I don't either. I mean, I think may survive, or would it maybe they'll like merge with someone else. Who knows? They got big money behind them. Yeah, man. So Antonio's opinion is they won't survive. They'll be bought at a discount by a major. They serve their purpose, forcing the industry to free commission. TD Ameritrade. Since you watch our show, go buy Robinhood so we can get that interface on TD.
No, because TD don't even own TD.
I know Charles Schwab. Schwab owns TD. Schwab owns TD now. I know. But no, a lot of times folks were like, "Man, they ain't going nowhere." I've seen brokerages come and go. Like,
yeah,
I've seen a lot of them come and go. Like, I've seen Capital One, which is still a huge bank, have to sell off their investment portion. The buy and hold, which was a big one, they're gone. Like, a lot, they will come and go. I mean, in fact, like we just said, TD technically it's not owned by TD Ameritrade. That's owned by Schwab. So it could happen. You'll see a different branding strategy implemented after they remove some key people. That could happen too. Next thing you know, Robinhood is going to be like, blue and white or something. Whole different, you know what I'm saying?
Scott Trade got turned into E-Trade.
That too, another one. A good point. Good point, Angela. Scott Trade. Yep. I had a Scott Trade account too. Again, this is from being in the game and being so damn old. When I got my Scott Trade account back in the day, you had to drop a check off at the brokerage. Even when they had first got online, you had to literally get a check, take it to the brokerage, drop it off. Then it would have to get cash before you can actually go in and make trades. It used to be one down to like 17th and Market. I said, like, literally take checks down there. That's how crazy it was. Yeah, so Dave says, and shout out to Diamond Dave, man. Listen, Diamond Dave, for the folks that don't know, make sure you follow what Diamond Dave got going on. He's a marketing, marketing strategist, and he's amazing at what he does. Like,
hold on. He also gets busy in the options game.
Yes.
I'm in his chat. Dave gets super busy, man, and he does a lot of one-on-one work with his folks, man.
Yeah, so, shout out to Dave.
Yo, Dave is he a king in this game too, man.
Yeah, go check out what he got going on.
Ballers, man. There'd be a lot of we around a lot of folks who get to it, man.
Yeah, man. They know people got short-term memory and they'll ride it out. And Rich, the crazy part about that is in 2021, that's how everything is, man. Like, cats will be on one wave for a week and then a couple weeks nobody remembered. I wanted to see how this plays out for them. He said Robinhood is Boost Mobile. They were a marketing arm for a major, like Boost was for Sprint, to suck in a customer they wanted without hurting or diluting a major brand. Okay. Yeah. That's one way to look at it, because that's absolutely what they did. And I mean, now Sprint's with T-Mobile, but definitely was, Lance. Definitely was. And Don is of the opinion that their target audience will quickly forget.
Thing like Rich was just saying.
Dave is the shit with psychology too. Yeah, I think Dave used to be a pimp back in the day that we don't know about, man. Dave got game, man. He be lacing the folks with game, man. Dave used to send him out there to get his bread. But no, because Dave definitely ill with the psychology, man. But I'm interested to see, like, long term what happens with Robinhood though, man. Because it looks like they've become the villain in all this somehow. somehow they were turned into the villain. Like, they had one part of it, but as this thing plays out, they become the villain. I know it was an exciting week for the media involving finance because they, like, to
Yo,
I think Antonio said it earlier, like they needed something to talk about, and they got a lot to talk about.
yeah,
Um,
they got a news cycle out of this. But your favorite thing from the week, and I know it was your favorite thing because me and you sat and laughed about it for damn near a whole day, was watching the media damn near cry because the young boy
oh my god,
thing. So like people on CNBC and all these other stations, they was damn near brought to tears because they was like, they're gonna tear the whole system down.
that to me, there are a
There's
lot of folks in.
people that are gonna get, they're getting all this damn money. How, blah, blah, blah.
Listen, man.
No,
I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire. Don't ever be a billionaire. But what I will say is, like, when you watch CNBC, like they're so out of touch. Maybe when you hit that number, when you hit that billion number, you just out of touch with everything. But how can you be that out of touch, right? Um, they're on TV, like thinking someone should feel sorry for them, for one, and for two, they just don't understand like the vitriol that people have for them. Even if you disagree that they should have it, you have to understand why. And then you have like the I guess the more the younger guys like the Elons or the Shamifs, or and they understand how to play. They play the game with the media. So because they're on the socials, because they get energy from there, they know how to play to that. So you talk about psychology. Everybody was using psychology this week, but some of them are so out of touch. It's like it's absolutely insane. Like they're on TV crying. No one cares. All right, here you go. So Rich says, can you explain a traditional IPO to a direct listing IPO? Coinbase will go direct listing. Here's what that means. That means that all you folks that help build Coinbase up by being a consumer will not get to participate in the IPO. There will be no new shares created. So they're not going through like the big bank to create new shares to put out to the public. The shares that are out there already will go direct like listing. So by the time you buy them, who knows what they'll be? But that's in a nutshell. That's what it is. There's no new shares being created.
yeah.
For you
When you
folks that
list
help
through,
build them up.
yeah, when you list through a big bank, they'll create millions of shares so that and it'll actually bring down the price of the IPO a little bit. When you direct list, there's fewer shares, which means higher volatility, which means the price is higher coming in.
So all you folks who've been saving for this Coinbase IPO for a couple years, I mean, you still gonna get a chance to get to them, but guess what? Those in power are very scared of the unity of the smaller people. There is power in numbers. Now, I'm glad you brought that up because we've been on for a minute. We can get off soon, but that's the last thing I want to touch on, Jennifer. So thank you for bringing that up. Um, the one thing I took from this, although I do think that it's not just the little investors that banded together, I think there's big money behind them. But just the idea that, because even before this, people were saying that they can move a stock a small percentage points based upon some of their activity. It was, to me, it's proof positive of what you can do when you work together, which is why one of our things that we scream every day is collaboration over competition, which is why we don't bash other black businesses, which is why we all try to band together, work together, help each other. Like what's going on within our private group is amazing. Like folks that aren't in there have no idea the amount of like knowledge that's being shared, information that's being shared, and how people are getting laced with game and being able to go out and create their own lifestyles essentially. Um, because we're working together. Like there's no we'll push anything. If Lance got a product, we pushing it. Dave got a product, we pushing it. You know what I'm saying? Courtney got a product, we put whoever got something, we're pushing it as a unit, and it's power in that. And I think that I hope that people take that from what they saw this week, even though I think it's something more crazy going on.
Behind that.
Yeah. So I think it's something more crazy going on. But I think that I hope that people take that from this because we got to start building together, yo. We got to start. Russ asked today. Russ said, "So when we gonna move something one way or another?" It's difficult to do for a lot of reasons, but I mean, we can't just complain about what things are. We got to be able to literally create change. So that's what we're working on, man. So before we get out of here, Cole, man, any last things you want to say, good brother?
Um, I, man, I just love our community, man. Like, yo, we've shown that if you build it, people will come. Like it's like the field of dreams. Like if you build it, people will come, man. Like we want to build a community of people of like-minded people. And some people don't have to be as like-minded as others, though. You know what I mean? Like we want different opinions so that we can grow. The thing about differing opinions is that it allows people to grow. And
Yeah,
so
Yo, because that's
We're,
one.
we're
Corey,
in
I'm not trying to cut you. I apologize. I just want to say something to what you're saying before you move past that. It's okay to disagree as long as we're working towards the same thing. It's really okay to disagree, yo. It's okay to disagree. Yo, Chris, you bugging right real quick, but go ahead, finish your point though, Corey.
let's go vet. Let's go.
yo, yo, the folks that love that coin though, y'all go hard.
If it'll help all of us get rich, I'll buy a couple thousand of them. I don't care.
Yo, man, y'all vet cats is like a gang though online though, yo. Y'all the way y'all go, y'all come at me because I'm Eve Sweat. Y'all be like, no, it's vet's the chain. Listen, God
Hey,
bless
listen,
you.
when I seen the Reddit revolutionaries running up the bag, I grabbed me 1,000% bags this week. So if y'all want to run that to the moon, just let me know ahead of time so I can get in position. So when they go running, I don't catch the back end, I get the front end. That's it.
According to the vet gangsters online though, they already think it's going to the moon,
Let
yo.
me know.
Jose, hit my inbox right now, bro. I promise you. Send me an
Yeah,
inbox right now.
please.
Cause I got you. I got you. Lance agrees with us, absolutely. I love it here. Listen, Rosha, we appreciate you for joining the family. We actually love it. And Chris, man, I just want you to know I'm putting your comment up there, man. Cause y'all a gang over there, man. Y'all vet folks, man. Y'all really a gang, man.
Gang, gang.
Y'all go crazy.
So
But
yeah, but I just wanted to. So it's purely everything. Is love out here, man. Like we really out here. We will work with just about anybody as long as we feel like they trying to push the agenda forward. You
mhm.
know, I'm man. Listen, I don't really care. Like we promote people who do exactly what we do, who do something similar to what we do, who do things that we already do. We don't care. The thing we care about is that people get the knowledge and information. People get knowledge and information. I want I want them in because if you have a skill set that can help people get to a bag, I want you there. I need you there. You know what I mean? Listen, I ain't listen. If hey, like I said, just let me know when the pump is going to happen. I'll
Listen,
before.
Chris, I ain't mad at you, bro. You see my name up here, so I ain't mad at you. And Corey got his name up here. That's all for a reason, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm an Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? I'm a,
Yo,
I'm a Bitcoin maximalist and Ethereum at the same time, man. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, man, anybody trying to help the folks, man, get with us, man, so we can continue to build, man. We appreciate y'all. Sunday, for the folks that are in our private group, or maybe you're a member of DYO, or both, we will be back Sunday at
noon.
noon. Sunday at noon, we're going to have an episode of the $1 Million Challenge. For those that have seen the $1 Million Challenge, you already know how powerful it is, so I don't have to sell that to you. Just pull up Sunday at noon. We're going to talk about, probably answer some questions about this week, but also we're going to look into the next week. We're going to see what's looking good out there to play for this next week. Um, Sunday at noon. So now, Sunday at 7 p.m., you can check us out on the Black Wealth Project. That's probably in the private group too. I'll send it there as well. The topic that we're going to talk about in the Black Wealth Project this week, Sunday at 7 p.m., we're going to talk about why you should have a line item of tricking in your budget, right? When you create a budget, which we think everybody should have a budget, you got to put a line item for tricking. That's what we're going to talk about in the Black Wealth Project. Noon, we're going to talk about what's the options play for next week. And again, none of this is investment advice, for education and entertainment purposes only. Check out our current episode of Buy the Hood. We had Dawn O'Reon, who is an amazing trader. She's within our group as well. She's a real estate agent. She lists islands and hotels. So she talks about her journey and also about islands and hotels. Next week on her podcast, we got our sister Mojo coming on to talk about she sells container homes.
Yeah.
So the new wave in real estate, I shouldn't say new wave, we're going for a minute, but she specializes in container homes. So that should be an amazing episode as well. Check out everything we do at Buy the Hood on Instagram. You can find us in the private group if you're already there. Bring all your questions, concerns. Anybody looking to be an affiliate of Buy the Hood, please hit me up, hit Corey up, so we can get you set up, man, and we can continue to push the culture forward and share this knowledge and information, not just from myself and Corey, but from our whole community. Some of the folks you saw on this screen today, they're all within our community and all are willing to share and help us grow and learn together, man. So we appreciate all y'all, man. That being said, we also will be back here next Friday live, and until then, catch us all online, man. We appreciate y'all.
Love and peace, y'all. Y'all be good.
Peace. Peace. Yo, and don't be following the pump stocks, man. Be careful out there. That's all I'm gonna say.
$ COREYBANT. Contribute to my Bitcoin fund, yo. Don,
Dollar
oh,
sign.
Don gave me money toward my Bitcoin fund last week, yo. Don is my man. Don
Shout out
on
to
the
Don, yo.
Twitter.
Hey Don, if you want to send me something, man, $ JW the blueprint, man. I'm just throwing it out there, man. All right, y'all.
Yo,
Peace.